Welcome back everyone, Mike here. That is a dandy of a red pine there that I just put on the sawmill. That's about a 7-footer. Melissa wants some 6-foot 2x10s, and I'll be able to make a bunch of them out of this one log right here. But that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is about those 3 rktractors you see sitting over there in the background. If you have been following along with our channel for a while, you know that we partnered with rktractors a little over 2 years ago to be able to use these 3 tractors for 2 years. That was the agreement, and it's kind of a win-win. You know, it got them exposure for their new brand, and it enabled us to get a lot more done here on the property and have the use of 3 tractors. That 2-year agreement has expired, and today we're going to talk about what we're going to do moving forward. But first, we're going to square up this nice red pine. It won't take long. This one's about 20.5 inches in diameter. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if they grew square? That'd be something, wouldn't it? Save a lot of time. Yeah, 20.5 inches. We'll get a lot of 2x10s out of that. All right, I got a nice can here. It's 10 inches wide. I'll be able to get 7 2x10s out of this. They'll actually be 1.5 inches thick and a true 10 inches wide. And I also have some pieces over here to the side. I think I will get 11 total out of that. And I got one real nice board that's 1 inch thick. Yeah, so it should be 11 2x10s out of that one log. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go talk about these tractors here and what's going on with them. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we partnered with rktractors a little over 2 years ago. As a matter of fact, we made that announcement right here where all these tractors were sitting. That would have been in March. If I remember correctly, there was some snow on the ground. The first tractor to arrive was the RK55, the biggest one, and it had the Granite Grapple on it that I'm currently running on the RK37. I think over the last 2 years, I think the partnership has been beneficial for both parties. I know RK has sold a lot of tractors to people that first saw them on our channel. Whether that influenced them or not, I don't know, but it definitely got them a lot of exposure. And it also enabled us to get a lot of stuff done here on the property. It's kind of a dream come true, you know, to have 3 tractors, and we got a lot of work done. We really did. Now, first, I want to tell you a little bit about my experience with all 3 tractors, just briefly, because I've gone over these numerous times in the past. As far as hours go, I think the RK24 is just a little over 100 hours on it in 2 years. The RK37 has about 175, something like that. I'd have to check. And the RK55 has about 280 hours, I believe. When I first started out, I was kind of using the RK37 all the time. And I think the reason for that was it was pretty comparable to my Kubota L3901 that I had before, and I felt comfortable with it, but more importantly, it didn't have a cab on it, and getting out in the woods, it worked really well. But since then, you know, I expanded all our trails, widened them out, and I found myself running the RK55 more than any of them. Now, the RK24, I can see me using this a lot more if I had more attachments for it. The only thing I have for it is the backhoe on the back, and, you know, obviously I run the pallet forks and stuff on it. But I haven't used the RK24 that much, and the only reason is I didn't have a lot of attachments. What would be nice for this little tractor, I think, would be like a little 4-foot brush hog for cleaning up the trails and things like that. What I really like about the RK24, good lift capacity, and it has that auto throttle. The auto throttle is pretty neat. If you're not familiar with that, the RPMs go up. You know, it's hydrostatic as you step on the forward or the reverse pedal. The more you push on it, the higher the RPMs go up. And you can still adjust it, you know, wherever you want. But yeah, it's been a great little tractor. Haven't had any problems with it. The RK37, I used it a lot early on, more so than I have recently. Very, very impressed with the lift capacity of this tractor. I really am. I don't know how it does it or why, but I'm telling you, it lifts and carries like a dream. This one is a shuttle shift. Now they come loaded. The rear tires are loaded, you know what I mean? So I know that helps a lot on the lift capacity and feeling comfortable out there. You know, you don't feel it in your seat when you're carrying a big log. And I've carried some big logs with this tractor with this grapple. This is a 6-footer. That's a heavy grapple right there. You know, they make a 5-footer that would probably be a better fit for the RK37, but I've run the 6-footer on it, carried big logs, good tractor, stable. And I think I mentioned this has the shuttle shift, which I've always been a hydrostack kind of guy, but the shuttle shift is really nice. I've used this for tilling, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've done a lot of work over the last couple years with these 3 tractors. But the 37, that's what impressed me most on it, was the lift capacity. Now, the RK55 is pretty much what I expected. I mean, it's a big tractor. It's done a really good job. I really like the cab. I had never thought I needed a cab until I got to run a tractor with a cab. Very, very nice. Not just in the winter, but when you're brush hogging, things like that, the dust, the cold, I really like the cab. And even, you know, having this YouTube channel, it's nice when you're out there in the weather, being able to keep your cameras in the cab. And I do like a cab machine. And like I mentioned earlier, since I got all our trails widened out and, you know, expanded everything, I can get this RK55 on any of the trails right now. And I think that is why it has the most hours on it. The only thing that I don't like, and I wouldn't even say don't like, but the only thing that I would change just a little bit on this RK55 is, well, it's pretty dirty in here. These are your 2 pedals right here, forward and reverse. They're a little close together. They are. And I thought I liked that at first, you know, just having two separate pedals, but you have to be careful because if you step on both of them at the same time, you're going to stop instantly. Don't ask me how I know that, but you will. And I've done that a few times. Maybe if they were just a little bit further apart or my feet weren't so wide, it'd be a little bit better. But beyond that, I don't think I'd change. There's really nothing I don't like about this tractor. Like I said, it's everything that I expected. This comes standard with 2 sets of rear remotes. I use that on the Wallenstein chipper is what I've used the remotes for. It's got the telescoping lift arms. I think the RK37 comes with the telescoping lift arms now. This one did not, but not really a big deal. I've used the Backhoe on the RK24 quite a bit. It works really well. Has a mechanical thumb on it. I have a Backhoe for the RK55. I haven't used it hardly at all. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big Backhoe fan on tractors. On these little ones, I think they're great. But on bigger tractors, they're just, I mean, they're a Backhoe on a farm tractor, basically. I've run a lot of equipment, you know, and I tell everybody when they ask, you know, should I buy a Backhoe? It all depends. If you have a good rental dealer near you that rents mini excavators and it's not a real pain in the neck, that's my recommendation. That's what I've always done. They are just so much faster. And I'm not talking a real tiny little mini excavator. When I rent one, it's usually like a Bobcat E50. You know, it's a 10,500 pound machine. And there's literally no comparison, you know, between a mini excavator and a Backhoe on a tractor. I don't care what brand it is. But a lot of people don't have a dealer nearby. A lot of people need to use them all the time, here and there. Those types of people, yeah, you probably do want to buy a Backhoe. But for me, I just kind of let that type of work build up, whether I'm digging a bunch of stumps or something like that, and I rent a mini excavator. So as far as any problems that I've had between all 3 tractors, I've only had one really minor issue, and that was the safety switch under the seat on the RK24. It came unplugged. It didn't even break. That is the only issue that I've had. A lot of people have asked me, you know, what's the service like? I don't know. I never really needed them for anything, but that's the only issue that I've had. And I'll be honest, I have worked these tractors harder than I would if I owned them, if that makes sense. I mean, I've carried some really heavy logs out of the woods with these tractors, the RK37 and the RK55. But that's the only problem that I've had, and that was took me 20 seconds to figure it out, plug it back in, and it was good to go. But there's no leaks. But you know, there's not tons of hours on any of these, 280 or something on this one. But yeah, no problems at all. I came in here to the roofless woodshed to get out of the wind so you can hear me all right. I'm looking at that screen. This shirt kind of makes me camouflaged in here. But anyway, yeah, as far as problems go with any of the tractors, that was one minor issue, was the seat switch on the RK24. That was it. But while we're on that subject, now this is just my opinion. I don't care what brand tractor you buy. I actually think everything on the market today is probably pretty good. But no matter what brand you buy, you know, you may get a lemon. You may have an issue that's tough getting it resolved. I don't know. But it's my opinion that probably 75% of the problems, I'm just throwing a number out there, that people have with their tractors are probably a direct result of doing something with them that you probably shouldn't have been doing. You know what I'm saying? They aren't skid loaders. I mean, I have seen a lot of people do things with tractors like digging out stumps, you know, ramming stuff. There's just a lot of things you probably shouldn't be doing. And you know, there's a lot of people out there, they bought their first tractor, never been on a piece of equipment before, and I think that's where a lot of the issues arise, running over things. And I don't know, but that's just something I was thinking about. Now, back to the partnership with RK Tractors and where everything stands right now. As I mentioned, we entered into agreement with them a little over 2 years ago. Well, that agreement expired just this past March. Now, back in December of 2019, we kind of started talking back and forth because we knew that agreement was going to end shortly. And then I think it was the 1st of March, I got a new agreement to continue the relationship for another couple more years. And I've been kind of going back and forth, thinking a lot about it, and deciding what I want to do and what I think would be best for us and our family and our channel and the whole 9 yards. And believe it or not, I decided to end the relationship. I did. It's over. Today is the last day that you'll see these RK tractors in our videos. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, there has to be something, or what's going on, or why would you do that? And the fact of the matter is, YouTube is a business. It is. And it didn't start out that way for us. It started out as a hobby. We were approached by RK Tractors with around 10,000 subscribers, which is really a small channel for a deal that big, at least in my opinion. I think one of the reasons they approached us is because we were small, they liked what they saw, and you know, the much bigger channels, it'd probably have to be a little bit different kind of deal than what we worked out. So I think that's one of the reasons they approached us, and they liked what we were doing, they liked our channel. And back then, I really didn't know what I was doing. Like I said, it was just a hobby. And we started making some money on YouTube, not a lot. And then they approached us with this deal, and it has worked out really well. It worked out well for them. It worked out well for us. And I've been really pleased with the whole relationship. So you're probably wondering, you know, why would I walk away from this deal? Well, like I said, it's business. And what I mean by that is, this YouTube channel for our family has really evolved into something, and it really has. We make money at YouTube, not quit your job money, but we make money at YouTube. But it is a ton of work. And like when I started this partnership with RK Tractors, I mean, some people loved it, some people hated it. You know, you get the comments, oh, must be nice to get free stuff or whatever. And at first, for about a day, those kind of comments would bother me. But then I quickly realized these people that say those types of things are just oblivious to how this all works. It is so much work. I mean, YouTube is our life. It really is. And I'm not complaining one bit at all. I love doing it. I've always done something on the side my whole life. Always had a full-time job, did something on the side. YouTube is no different than that. And it just keeps growing and evolving. And in order to keep growing and evolving, you have to keep things like fresh, new content, different ideas. And I think I've done a thorough review of the RK Tractors over the last 2 years. I've got a lot of work out of them. RK's happy with the results. I'm happy with the whole thing, but I have decided we're going to do something differently. Now, I have a few things in the works. I don't know, nothing's 100% sure. You'll know something coming up soon if we do put something together. For a while there, I thought maybe I'll just buy a new tractor like every 6 months or a year, run it, review it, you know, and do another one. But there are some things in the works. Nothing's set in stone as of this point right now. But once it is, I'll let you know. But that's where things stand right now. And like I said, this will be the last that you see the RK Tractors. So to kind of review what we talked about here today and do sort of a recap of the last 2 years, let me say this. This is how I see it. This has been fantastic. It has. It's been a lot of fun. I want to thank RK Tractors for the opportunity. They kind of rolled the dice with me. You know, think about it. Small channel, 10,000 subscribers, offering them all this equipment and to use for 2 years, and it worked out really well. It's been a win for them. They got exposure. We got a ton of stuff done. And people that view our channel, I think it's been very beneficial for them. Even if they weren't in the market for a tractor, you know, maybe it was a certain attachment. But our channel, you can just see, you know, real people doing real things. Very seldom do I do videos just to make a video. Usually, you know, we just make videos on what we're doing around here. And I've done a lot of work with these tractors, and that has allowed a lot of people to see how different things work. Whether you're grading a driveway, or carrying a big oak log out of the woods, or putting in a food plot, or, you know, cutting firewood. All that stuff I think has been beneficial for everybody, and it's been a lot of fun. So before I wrap this up, I just want to say a couple more things. Number one, I want to thank RK Tractors. It's been a lot of fun the last 2 years. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity, and good luck to you in the future. Number two, I want to thank everybody that has been following our channel and come along for this ride. It's been really cool, and we really appreciate it. I have said before, many times in this video actually, that YouTube is a side business, and it is the greatest business I ever had, and I really mean that. The messages, the comments, there's nothing that makes me happier than like getting up in the morning and reading an email from some lady and who knows where that says, hey, thanks so much. My husband Harvey, or whoever, is 72 years old, just bought a sawmill. He's outside enjoying life, staying busy. I love reading stuff like that. I do. And there's just so many supportive people, and we really, really appreciate it. And as far as I'm concerned, we're just getting started. We really are. This is a long-term thing. We have tons of stuff to do here on the property, and we keep trying to make improvements. What my plan is, my long-term plan, is to turn this place into something, a place where we never have to leave. And that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm going to keep working towards. But anyway, that's about it for today's video. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.
We've come to an end of another episode of Outdoors with the Morgans. This is Jamie Jensen coming to you from beautiful Lake of the Isles near downtown Minneapolis, and asking you to remember that joy shared is twice joy. Sorrow shared is half sorrow.